There are a lot of articles online about what SEO is and why it will benefit your business. However, there aren't many that tell you how you can put the theory into practice. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of how you can put your SEO knowledge into practice, start seeing results in the coming months. It's very hard to start optimising your website without carrying out research. There are a number of places you can go to undertake this research, but here are a few of our favourites. So, Google Keyword Planner is a free tool on Google Ads under Tools and Settings and then under Planning. So it allows you to collect keyword ideas just along with information around the keyword that you enter, such as the number of searches they will receive each month, and also gives you some PPC stats as well, including the ranking difficulty and the competition around those keywords, as well as the cost per click. Obviously then you can use that information to see how hard it would be to rank for them if you were doing it via PPC. Obviously as well the cost savings you'll be making if you are able to rank organically. SEMrush's keyword magic tool is similar to Google's keyword planner, however it's not free like Google's keyword planner is, but it works the same way. You just enter a keyword and it will just send you over a list of information around that keyword as well as ideas for similar keywords that are being searched for. You can also click the questions tab and you can then see a list of questions which include this keyword along with the same information about them that includes the competition for that keyword on SEO and also the monthly searches that it have received over the last year. The questions keyword tab is a great way to find some long tail keywords, and these are usually easier to rank for. For both of Google's Keyword Planner and also SEMrush's Keyword Magic tool, there is the option to export the data you get into spreadsheets. You can obviously use this to analyse and also present to your team. I briefly touched on the long tail keywords with the questions tab on SEMrush's Keyword Magic tool. Long tail research is a great way to find keywords that aren't being competed for as strongly and can be easier to rank for. A great website that can list a load of keyword ideas for long tail research is Answer the Public. So this website allows you to enter a keyword and it will then provide a number of long tail keyword ideas around that specific keyword that you entered. So the website doesn't provide stats around how many people are searching for these ideas, but you can enter those ideas into Google Keyword Planner or SEMrush's Keyword Magic tool to find that information that you need. So SEMrush's organic research tool is a great tool to see how websites are performing. So this is a great tool to use when you're carrying out your competitive research, see how your competitors are ranking currently on Google. The tool can let you enter in a URL for a website and then it will bring up a load of stats around the number of keywords that it's currently ranking for, the top keywords that they're ranking for, and also the top ranking pages that are showing up on Google's results pages. You can then use this information to decide which keywords you then want to target. So there are a number of free SEO tools available for you to use online. And you may have heard of some of these that we're going to go through, but here are a few of our favourite free tools that we are currently using for our SEO clients and for our own website. The first free tool is Google Analytics. So all websites should have Google Analytics installed when they're built. This allows you then to analyse your website. So Google Analytics tracks the number of users currently using your website, where they've come from, where they're going on your website, and obviously if they're converting as well. So you can break down the traffic stats into organic search, direct, social and referral. So the organic search tab is your important one for SEO, as it's telling you how many of the users going to your website have come organically through search engines. You can also look at which devices they're on when your users are landing on your website. So that could be a mobile device or a desktop device. And so you can just use this information to decide if more users are coming from mobile, and if your website's not optimized by mobile, you could be losing a lot of users that way. So bounce rate is a very important stat for SEO, and as you probably should be aware of, it can affect your SEO ranking. So it's important to know what your website's bounce rate is and which pages have the higher bounce rate. So then you can then prioritize these pages that you want to optimize to reduce the bounce rate on those specific pages. So the last point is to do with goals and conversions. So Google Analytics has a tab for these. So obviously all companies want to be seeing conversions on their website, whether that's a product sale or if that's a newsletter sign up. Google Analytics lets you track these. So the goals and conversion tabs will show you how many conversions have taken place on your website and also where they have been completed. So for all of the stats I've spoken about on Google Analytics, you can set to look at over certain time periods, and it also lets you compare your stats over different time periods. For example, you can look at a month-on-month basis to see if your website is improving. So I've spoken about creating goals on Google Analytics, but in order to be able to do this, you need to use another free tool from Google, which is their Tag Manager. If you just type into Google search Google Tag Manager, it will normally pop up. This tool lets you create tags and triggers on your website, so when people are clicking on a product sale or an email newsletter, you can then create these tags and triggers that can then be linked with your Google Analytics account, so that you can then see the conversions happening on your website through Analytics. Google Lighthouse is another free tool from Google, and it can help with fixing some technical SEO problems that are on your website. It's found in the developer tools, and what it will do is run an audit and tell you how fast your website is currently running, but then also give you some suggestions to improve that page speed. So obviously page speed is another important ranking factor for your SEO. Some of the suggestions that they give you might be quite technical. It could be involved in minimizing CSS files and so on. So you may have to pass this over to your web developers for them to fix in the back end of your website. Another free tool that Google offers is Search Console. It's a fantastic tool to find out how your site's performing on Google. Under the Performance tab, you can see the number of clicks, impressions, and also the click-through rate and average position your site appears in Google search results. You can then break these down into the queries that your site appears for, the pages as well as the countries users searching from and on which devices. The URL inspection tab allows you to enter a URL for one of your pages to track individual page errors. So that will allow you to also request for your page to be indexed by Google if you've made a lot of changes that you think is going to affect your rankings. And the coverage tab is useful to find out if there are any errors on your website that could affect how your site is performing on Google. And the last tab is the sitemaps tab. So it's very important to submit your sitemap to Google via this sitemaps tab. It will make it easy for Google bots to crawl your site, and then you should start seeing your site appear on the search result pages if you've optimized them well. So the final tool is Google My Business. So this gives you the ability to edit the card that shows on Google, and it'll have useful links and information about your business. So this information can be the address of your building, the opening times that you're working, and there's also the option to alter these opening times temporarily during holiday times if they've changed. So other information that you should be entering is also your phone number. It'll be clickable so that users can directly call from this, and also a clickable link to your website. So when you create your Google My Business account, you're going to have to verify it before you can enter any details that relate to your company. But once it's been verified and you've added all your information, it should start appearing on Google and also in Google Maps, so people can find directions to your business if it's a shop, for example. So you can also add photos of your business, list services that you provide, and also there's an option for clients to add reviews for your service or products. It's important that the information and the details that you're entering about your business on Google My Business is consistent with the information that you've entered on other websites or other directories, on your social media pages, so it's easy for Google to understand which is the right information. Moving on to on-page SEO, you can look at the content on your website, so that includes your text, your images, your videos. You want to have your images optimized. You want your videos to be embedded from sources like YouTube. Obviously, all of this is helping with your page speed. Regarding the text content side, it's important to have a minimum of at least 300 words for SEO ranking, but there's research has been found that the optimal post length is around the 1,000 to 2,000 word limit. It's important that when you're writing content on your website for SEO ranking, that you're not stuffing your keywords into your text, and also it's important to remember you don't go the other direction and not put enough of the keywords, but you just want it to flow freely so it's easy for the user to read and they're not getting confused because you've put in too many keywords. So once you've written the content, you can move into the back end of the site, which has your meta descriptions and your meta titles. Your meta title is what will appear on Google as the title on the search page, and this should be between 50 to 60 characters. Your meta description is the bit of text that comes under the title on Google's search page, should be around 120 to 158 characters. It's also important to remember if you've got any images on your website to insert the alt tags for them, so then Google bots, obviously when they're crawling, can't actually see what the image is, but they'll read the text, and if there's a text describing what that image is, it can then understand, and also this helps with your showing up in Google Images. So as I mentioned earlier about the images being compressed, it's important that the size of those files are compressed as small as they can be, but then you don't want to lose the quality either. So you can use tools like Photoshop or other online compressors that can do this for you. So it's also important to have internal and external links. So you're wanting to link relevant words to relevant pages, both internally on your website and also to other relevant pages externally as well. And then you want to create landing pages that are going to be keyword specific, that you can optimize for those specific keywords you want to rank for on Google. Moving on to the long tail strategy. So we spoke about this earlier when we were talking about SEMrush's keyword magic tool and the questions tab, and also the long tail research. So why go long tail? Well, you can target better quality traffic as you're looking at more specific questions that people want and that you can then answer. And then obviously if you're answering them well enough, you should see an increase in conversions on your website as well. So as I mentioned with SEMrush's keyword magic tool, it will show you the competitive ranking for each keyword. And on the questions tab, which usually has the more long tail keywords, you normally see a lot less competitive ranking for these keywords than you do for individual ones. So this can be great for coming up with blogging ideas or articles. If you're struggling for what to write about, looking at these long tail keywords not only are giving you great ideas to write about for your website, but then they're giving you better quality traffic coming to your website as well. So if you're ranking well for your long tail keywords, most of the time those long tail keywords will also include the shorter, more competitive specific keywords that you may want to rank for in the future. By ranking well for these longer tail keywords, you can be driving more relevant traffic to your website, creating more conversions. Google will see this and then can start ranking you as well for your shorter tail keywords, as you're offering users a better experience than maybe other websites are currently doing. So I was talking earlier about creating internal links between pages on your websites, but you may be thinking you don't have as many pages that are relevant to each other. This is where topic clusters come into their own. By creating topic clusters, you can link relevant internal pages together. So to begin with, you want to create pillar content, and this outlines a broad topic, usually a specific keyword you want to target, for example SEO. From this you create your topic clusters, so these will be longer tail keywords that you want to rank for that you found from your keyword research. You then link these topic clusters to other topic clusters which are related to the pillar content, as well as back to that pillar content as well. So having all these relevant pages linking with each other can help you start ranking your pillar content. So these would normally be the more competitive keywords, as we were saying with, as an example, SEO. But then it also help each of the other bits of content rank which have the longer tail keywords that you wanted to rank for. If you have a WordPress site, Yoast SEO is a great tool to use to help with your optimizing of your website. It allows you to easily add schema to your website for it to show in the knowledge panel. You can easily add meta description titles on each page, on each blog post. It can also give you a readability check, so it ensures your content is easy enough to read, and it'll also show you your SEO score, and it'll tell you what you should be doing to improve both your readability and your SEO. It'll also show you the Google previews, so you can see what your link will look like on the search results pages.